Okay, so we talked about the slopes of parallel and perpendicular. So now we actually have to go through and make the equations. So basically what happens is this part right here, the slope of this line is still 2 because it's a parallel line and they're going to be the same slope. But this time my x value is 2. My x1 is 2, and then I'm going to go through and then I'm going to find my y1 is 1. So we have to write this in point slope form. So when we go back through and we write in point slope form, it's y minus y1. And I told you just to make this the opposite. So the opposite of y1, so that's minus 1, equals your slope. And so our slope in this is 2 because it's the same slope. They're going to be parallel. And then it's going to be x. And then the opposite of my x1 is, so x1 is positive 2, so the opposite is minus 2. And so that's in point slope form. And then you just got to write it in y-intercept. So we go through and you've got y minus 1 is equal to 2, x minus 2. And again, you're going to go through and we're going to distribute that slope. We have to distribute that slope. So 2 times x is 2x. 2 times negative 2 is negative 4, sorry. And then you still have this part right here, y minus 1 is out front. So in order to write in y-intercept, you have to have y by itself. So the opposite of subtracting by 1 is adding 1. So I'm going to add 1 to both sides. I'm kind of running out of room, so I'm going to write it over here. And I get y is equal to 2x. Negative 4 plus 1 is negative 3. So this equation right here, y equals 2x plus 5, is going to be the same and it's going to be parallel to 2x minus 3. And you can type both of these into Desmos and check that out, but that's your responsibility. You guys are watching videos and doing your responsibility. You need to start doing that. Okay, the next one is going to be perpendicular lines. So if lines are perpendicular, we know their slopes are going to be opposite sign and the reciprocal. That means you're going to flip the fraction. So we got this, negative 1/3, and you flip this because a perpendicular slope means I have to make it the opposite sign, so it's positive. And then I just flip that fraction. The 3 became on top, that went on the bottom, so that's basically just 3. But then it's going to pass through this point, negative 2, negative 8. So my x1 value is negative 2. And then this is negative 8 is my y1. So you're going to write this in point slope form. So y minus, and then you're going to do the opposite. That minus really just means that that's going to be the opposite of negative 8. So that's going to be positive 8 equals, and then you have your slope. And your slope in this case ends up being 3 over 1. I'm just going to put 3. And then you're going to have x. And then the opposite of x1. Well, the opposite of negative 2 is plus 2. So that's writing in point slope form. Now I'm going to take that and I have to write this into y-intercept. So I'm just going to recopy my point slope form. And now I'm going to go through and I'm just going to write in y-intercept. So I'm going to go through and I have to distribute my slope. So 3 times x is 3x. 3 times 2 is 6. So you're going to distribute that slope, and then you still have y plus 8. So now what happens is now you're going to have to do the opposite, which is the opposite of adding 8, because I'm going to solve for y. It means I'm going to subtract 8, because I have to undo addition. So this cancels out, and now we are left with y is equal to 3x, and then 6 minus 8 is negative 2. So this line right here should be perpendicular to this equation right here. When you do this, and you can test it, and remember that perpendicular means that they're going to make a 90-degree angle.